So this is Horse Girl TV and I'm Angela Kelly. Today we're following along with the Prince William County Mounted Police to learn what the average day is like for a mounted police officer.
Find it okay?
Yeah, nice to meet you. It was easy to get here.
Okay, good.
So, what do they call it when you ride? Is it a ride-along in the car?
A ride-along's in the car. We've never done this before. This is unique.
Trot-along.
Trot-along.
I want to call it a ride-along because it's really
it
a
truly
ride-along.
is a ride-along.
Okay. Are we going to trot? Or?
We may trot.
May trot?
We may trot.
Hot pursuit?
Yeah. We were out here and the lady that lives in this white house a couple weeks ago came to us and said, these guys are always out behind my house drinking beer and they leave all their trash and they're like in my yard and I can't even go out there.
Is that why we're going this way?
Okay. So we went back there to check it out and found 3 or 4 guys drinking beer, and one of them was wanted for $99,000 in child support. Here's where they were. We came back here and they were just sitting around drinking beer, drinking away his child support money. Knuckleheads. So that's all I wanted to check was this little thing, and now we can go into the neighborhood.
We're here at the Prince William County Police Department and we're meeting with First Sergeant Kim Chin. I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thanks so much for doing a show with us.
And thanks for letting me ride along yesterday. Oh my gosh. That was so much fun getting to go on patrol with you guys.
You were our first ride-along. We've never had a ride-along that really rode a horse.
Well, tell us just a little bit about the Prince William County Mounted Police Department.
Well, we are a unit comprised of 4 officers, and at this moment, we all happen to be women. It just worked out that way. We all have day jobs. 2 are detectives, another one is a sergeant out at the academy, and me, I'm the public information officer full-time. And we get to ride about 5 days a month.
Hi.
What did it take, to get a mounted department approved and the training and all of that?
It was a lot of work. It took a lot of years. The most important thing was to convince the chief that this was a good idea. It's not like horses are brand new to law enforcement. They've been used by the military and law enforcement for hundreds of years. The upside of our unit is we are able to use horses that don't belong to us. They belong to the National Park Service. And the horses were hanging out there eating grass and getting fat. So we took them and we're giving them exercise and training and exposing them to all the things that many backyard horses or even show horses don't get exposed to.
Never get to see.
Yeah, traffic.
Walking around the mall.
Walking around the mall, people petting them, plastic bags blowing in the wind, all those things that if you're a rider you know could be very scary to a horse.
What was the training like to get the department actually going?
We had to go through 10 weeks of training with the U.S. Park Police in Washington, D.C. 400 hours altogether of every aspect of horse care, barn management, crowd control, search and rescue, you name it, we did it. And it was something.
And it was 10 weeks intensive training.
Hardest training I've ever had in my life, but also the best training we've ever had.
Well, what's the advantage of being a mounted officer? What do you think you guys have that maybe like a patrol car or a moto unit doesn't have?
I think the best thing is the approachability. When you start driving around in cars, you just don't get the opportunity to talk to people except the ones you're writing a ticket to or taking a report from or arresting. We are able to casually wander through the community and talk to people and let them get to know us. More our horses than us.
Oh, that's okay. At least I get to know you guys.
We also consider it a great crime prevention tool. We patrol commuter lots. We can see over the entire lot just walking around, and we can be seen. So the fact that someone who's thinking about breaking into a car or stealing something can see us and hopefully think again.
That's a good deterrent. I wouldn't
Yes.
want to be chased down on a horse.
No,
Not at all.
I think we'll win.
Yeah.
HP 205 are in the Iron Gate area.
What's the average day like for the mounted police officer?
We usually work about 8 hours, maybe longer events. We've worked as many as 10 hours, but we're not on the horse the whole time. Our horses live out in a field, so when we go to get them, they're filthy and muddy. So it usually requires bathing depending on how muddy they've gotten. If we can brush them off, great. But one of our horses also is a gray, and she happens to be the one who loves to roll more than anybody.
Of course.
in red Virginia clay, so she's always got this kind of peach tint to her. We trailer them tacked so that when we arrive at the place we're going to patrol, we jump off and we're ready to go.
Well, they looked pristine. They looked like they came straight out of the stall.
Thank you. We worked hard. You know, there's a lot of elbow grease involved in that.
Every episode we have Horse Girl Mail, and this episode Travis from Iowa wrote in and wanted to know, I thought this would be a perfect question for you to answer. Horse Girl, I'd like a career with horses. Any suggestions?
Yes. I just happen to have one. I think a law enforcement career is fantastic. You are doing something to help the community. The pay and benefits are pretty decent these days. You get to do something different every day. You know, a lost child that you find, is it going to be a traffic accident that you have to investigate, a burglary suspect you have to arrest, all kinds of things. I mean, we arrest people, but a lot of the things that we do every day are more like social work and kind of helping people solve a problem. And then the icing on the cake is if the department you apply with has a mounted unit, it's awesome.
Getting paid to ride horses, I'm all for that.
I am too, it's awesome.
Well, I can't thank you enough for letting me come here, letting me do the ride along.
Anytime. We are so happy to talk to Horse Girl TV. We think that women in law enforcement is terrific, and if we can influence anybody out there to think about a career in law enforcement, call your local police and see what they're doing.
Don't forget to send your questions to mail@horsegirltv.com, and you could be featured on a future episode.
We're done for this episode of Horse Girl TV, but thanks for tuning in, and remember, speak your mind, but always ride a fast horse.